no doubt.
That's a very good transition to the next slide, because it's not only about TikTok now, it's what we call the TikTokization of social media and ads. So like basically it's like switching from audience based on the number of followers you have on your audience to a complete content first strategy where the algorithm is king, where content drive audience, where you can have actually, we can see on our side that creators with 2 million followers generate 200 views and the other way around. So it completely changed everything for creators, but also for advertiser, because you used to have like a small quantity of ads overproduced. That doesn't work anymore. Now you need to have organic ads. Some creative strategists call it ugly ads, but you have to have a lot of them to find the one that has the sparkle, and you never know which one. So it's completely changing everything for users, for creators, for advertisers. And it's not only TikTok now, it's Instagram Reels. It's also YouTube Shorts that basically copied TikTok. Even LinkedIn now is launching their own video first tool. What do you think? Is it like a massive change? Do you agree on that? Like Archit?
I think, as I said, I think we've seen it firsthand. I think the way, as you mentioned, Meta has changed its sort of algorithms, and the way ads are now run on Meta, the structures of your campaigns. A lot of that has sort of come from TikTok and the success of TikTok, and a lot of the way they've cracked the code of, as you mentioned, nano influencers. There are these micro moments now which get amplified and become global moments, I call them now. And I think TikTok has sort of led that path in terms of that happening, and then just their sheer the way it sort of runs. So I mean, no denying that fact, but at the same time, I do feel that this is the way forward, and everyone sort of now adapted that. It sort of made advertisement a little dumber in a way, I would say, because it's very content friendly, it's very native, organic content. You keep pushing out as much content as possible, and then you let the algorithms do their magic, and you figure out what's really working well or what's not working well, rather than a guy who's doing all the maths, trying to figure out who your target audience is, who you're focusing on, what you're doing, what you're not doing. It's completely shifted the game away now into the hand of creators. And I think this is where social media has been going for a while, and now it's truly there in a way.
Neat. What does it change for you? I mean, you're working for brands, but you're working also for your audience. How does it change the way you do ads, for example? You want to make it more organic, more rough in a way?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when it comes to making like an ad, for example, or doing like an ad segment, quite plainly and simply, the ad will perform terribly if it feels like an ad in any way, shape, or form. If it sounds like an ad, if it feels like an ad, if it looks like an ad in any way, it's almost like the integration of the ad placement is, you could say it's more complicated, but I'd like to think of it more as it just requires the same creativity that I would need to put out to make any other piece of content. I suppose to some that might be considered a challenge, but that's exactly that's the whole crux of it. There is that that's why we're seeing this kind of change towards a content first strategy, because they're just more effective. And like Archit said, you need to be able to do something and create something that these algorithms can work with. And if plain and simply, if you're not able to do that, then this is where, you're going to see something fall behind, because it won't be relatable anymore. It doesn't feel creative. But it's really the quality of what you're able to do. And frankly, TikTok, I think, is doing that stunningly. I have a presence on Instagram with Reels and on YouTube Shorts, and I can speak to it firsthand. You just don't see it the same on those platforms. Maybe they'll catch up, maybe they won't. But the truth of it is that TikTok has a platform where you can do that. You can be up to that creative challenge and create something effective.
Evan, you're working for a lot of advertisers for quite a while. So advertisers need to let go, let the creators do their stuff that are organic. They are not in control anymore. is it difficult for some advertisers to have to adapt? How do you convince them to change the way they see the ads with this TikTokization of social media and ads?
Well, it's, using, they call them kind of UGC videos, or, influencer style videos as the ads themselves. They just pay creators to record the piece. They send them the product, they pay them to do the content, and then we take the ads and we run them in the ad campaigns for the brands on Meta, IG, and in TikTok platforms like that, and YouTube Shorts, placements like that. So it's about leveraging the content creators' content in the brand's ad campaigns. That's really where it's at, in my opinion, from the advertiser standpoint. But couple differences, you can reach a hell of a lot of quality users through Meta, but you can't reach them in the targeted way you can through TikTok. So Meta used to have, back when they used to be Facebook, they used to have a lot more targeting parameters in the advertising, and they somehow got away from that. They got rid of a lot of them. You can still do some targeting, but they want to figure out who the target audience is for you with their AI machine learning, supposedly. And so you run these broad campaigns, and they sort of figure it out over time for you and serve your ads to the right people, theoretically. But that's the way we have to run them over there now. On TikTok, you can target by keyword, you can target by hashtags, you can target demographic, you can target much more intricately than you can through Meta. So that's a major difference for advertisers in just the ability to target the ads to the right audiences. Not to mention, you can upload databases, and you can do that on both platforms. Previous customers, recent website visitors, you can target all of those through these platforms. As far as the TikTokization, Meta, they have such, they have their very captive user base, and they can just, take all TikTok's great algorithmic, what's the word? I can't even say it. Their strategies for the algorithm, and apply it to Meta's, to their reels and their stories and their, and keep their users super engaged on their own properties with the tactics that TikTok has perfected. So that's where I see them borrowing from TikTok to make Meta's properties more engaging. And so therefore the ad units will perform better, in my opinion. Both platforms need to be leveraged, though, simultaneously in a multi-channel strategy. But yeah.
Good. I think we lost Archit. He's going to be back. He lost internet connection. Just a little bit talking about TikTok Shop and live stream, and then we'll go back to the other platforms to finish.